With an Isri though, you feel me? Nah.
Nah.
They're gonna be checking. Nigga, but why I keep fucking up? Fuck, bitch.
Hey yo, turn the bass up.
Man, what's good? Y'all tapping into another episode of UrbanMogulswith B. Right here where we drop the most game, man. Y'all know what it is. We right here with a real special guest, man. I don't want to say where he from. I'm gonna let him say it. I'm gonna let him tell it. This is his story, man. We just here. You feel me? We right here with my boy Yayvo.
What's good with you,
man?
B?
What's up with it, boy?
What's up, brody?
Man. So go ahead and let the people know where you from, what you do, and what's your ethnicity.
Okay, what I do? Okay. Well, first of all, I'm from Sacramento, California, man. I'm a music artist. I'm a music producer.
916, 916, stand
bro.
up.
Yeah, 916, man. Y'all make some noise. I'm Mexican, man, so, you know, I'm Latino, Mexican, so that's my background. My family comes from Sinaloa, and my other side, actually, I don't really talk about it a lot, but they're from Honduras. So I'm part Mexican and Honduran, so.
Damn, so you real life, like, Latino,
bro.
Yeah.
Like, you know, mixed up a little bit, but I just identify myself as Latino. You feel me?
I was tripping because the first time we met, man, I ain't gonna lie, I was like, man, I thought you was white. You feel me?
Like white, like,
I thought you was white, and so I was like, and then you told me you was you know, Latino and stuff like that. So I was like, for real? I was like, bruh.
So I get a lot of different stuff. Like some people say, "Oh, you mixed," or "You white," or like some people off the bat think I'm Puerto Rican. Like, I get so much, bruh. It's just like, you know.
So have you ever been to Honduras or you know, Mexico?
I've been to Mexico once, bro. I went there when I was last time I was there was probably like back in the like late '90s, bro.
Yeah.
I had to be like probably at least like 7 or 8. I was homeless at the time, so.
Oh, okay. With your mom and dad?
Yeah, I was homeless with my mom and dad at the time, so that was the only time I ever been to Mexico.
So who's Mexican? Who's Honduras?
My dad's side is Honduras. My mom's side is Mexican.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but at that time, man, we were homeless. First time I ever went to Mexico, we went down to Tijuana, Baja.
Yeah.
And we drove along all the coast. I remember we used to stay in tents. So like my dad, like they bought some tents, and we used to like when we would sleep, we would just sleep on the tents on the coast. So that was kind of like our shit, like for a while until like you know, my mom and dad got back on their feet. Then we moved back to Sac. So we were in Sac first, and then we left Sac, and then we went back to Sac.
Damn. So you born in a little bit of raised in Sac.
Yeah.
And then you got old enough to where you could actually start remembering things and seeing things and know what's going on.
Right.
And that's when you guys were homeless?
Yeah, we're homeless. Yeah, we're homeless. And probably like.
That's
like
what made you
8 or 9.
That's what made you guys leave Sac to go to Mexico?
Yeah.
Or
well, it was kind of like random. Like we were just driving on the coast, and my parents, we just ended up in Mexico.
Yeah.
Like we
for how long?
Across the border. We probably went for like, shit. I would say probably like a week or something. We were probably out there for a week, and the rules I think were different back in the '90s.
Yeah.
Nowadays it's like fucking strict as fuck. But back then, everything was more, you know, just like easy to do, you know. Flying was easy. Now they got, you know, TSA and all that shit. But yeah, I remember we just went, and I mean, I remember eating the food. It was good. I remember being by the beach out there.
Yeah.
It was just like a whole different vibe. So I mean, but I loved it. You know,
you get a different perspective of life and whatnot.
I felt like where I was at, like where I was living in Oak Park too. So I thought like, hey, shit, that.
So let's jump into that. My bad. I don't mean to cut you off, man. But you know, growing up in Sacramento, you being from Sacramento, 8 or 9, you know what I'm saying? You know what's going on. You know a little bit about your surroundings. What was it like growing up in the 916 and, of course, being from Oak Park?
Yes, I mean, it was good. I'm not gonna lie, I had really good memories in Sacramento because, you know, family, all my family's out there, you know.
Yeah.
We were like a really good unit, like all my family and stuff, you know. We always had love in the house. You know, my parents sometimes had their problems and stuff. For the most part, it was good, but, you know, there was some bad times. Like, I remember, you know, seeing a murder in front of my house happen. Like, I was 10 years old, saw someone get shot right on my block.
You were outside and you seen that shit?
I seen the shit. I was on my block on 2nd Avenue, bro, like, and some people pulled up in a white van, shot somebody in the head, threw the body right in front of, like, my house, like, literally right there. And I just seen the blood pouring and shit, and it was traumatizing, bro. Like, I seen a dead body at 10 years old, you feel me? And then, you know, I remember my parents, we all went in the house and shit, and then, like, you know, the news channels started coming over. There was, like, Telemundo and shit, and Univision, all these, like, you know, news channels came over, they interviewed us. What happened? You know, all this
like,
shit.
anybody want to see a dead body?
I remember me in the background, like, I'm like, hey, like, you know, I'm on TV. But it was traumatizing.
Like, Yayvo.
Yeah. I remember seeing that, though, and I was just like, shit, like, you know, like, as a kid, you know, like, you're in the hood, but you don't really understand too much at the time. But I remember you think it's kind of normal in a way, like, and I remember a lot of times, you know, we just be in the living room, like, we'll be eating or, like, watching TV, and my mom will be telling us, get down, like, people are shooting outside. People be shooting, literally doing drive-bys and shit. Bullets be coming through the windows, bruh. Like, literally bullets coming through the windows. Wake up in the morning, bullets on the cars, on the windows.
Man, it was
crazy.
Really active.
It was active in Oak Park in the 90s for sure, bro. Like, it was crazy, like, and especially my area, like the 2nd Avenue area I was at, it was like next to a gas station area, so it was just like, it was right next to the freeway, so the freeway divided Oak Park from the rest of Sac. And it was just always active out there. Like, people just, like, posted up outside, just gangs, you know. Like, Oak Park,
I mean, that's how I kind of know Sac. I mean, besides, like, you know, the rappers speaking about gang activity out there, I've always heard of Sac, and that's just how I know it as a lot of gangland activity, stuff like that. So, you coming from both, they're immigrants, right? You're first generation out here?
Yeah, first generation, bro.
So, I mean, me coming from a single parent home and coming from, you know, my pops from Mexico and shit like that, Mexico. I mean, he was kind of strict on me, but he wasn't, because he wasn't really around too much, so I was always alone. But you had both parents, man, and they're both immigrants. What, were they strict on you, or what kind of, like, morals did they instill to you while growing up in Sacramento?
Yeah, my parents were definitely strict parents. They're, you know, good parents, strict parents. They didn't like me being out in the streets and shit. You know, I had uncles, cousins, all in that shit, but my parents didn't want me to do any of that stuff. So, you know, and, you know, I respected that decision. I mean, you know, I would hang around with people like that sometimes, but at the end of the day, like, if I would bring, like, my friends over to the house and they were gangbangers, they would know, like, to, you know, stay in their place. My mom would put them in their place. Hey, you don't get my son in that shit, you know. She should tell him in Spanish, or you know what I mean? So,
I mean, because you got no other choice. You're really surrounded by kids in the hood and stuff like that. So it's like, and you go to school with them, so you have no other choice. You friends with them. Yeah,
well, a crazy thing is my parents, I didn't go to school in, like, the Oak Park district. I went out into, like, the rich area.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so my parents, I don't know how the hell they did it. I mean, they used someone's address or something.
Yeah.
But I was going to school literally, like, in the other side of like, the town, like, Land Park area, which is, like, the nice area of Sacramento. So
what's that, northeast, west, south?
That's kind of, I guess you could say that's, like, western, maybe west, like, middle of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, something like that, but it was, like, Land Park area, so I was going to school out there, and all the nice schools were in that area, so that's where I went to school, so my parents had me going there. If I would have been in the, you know, the Oak Park schools, it would have been a little bit different, too.
Yeah, you know? You'd been exposed a little bit more to stuff.
Even more.
And, you know, maybe become a product of your environment, man. But, you know, not every kid turns out like that. Every kid they got their own mind. I mean, some are leaders, some are followers. You know, it's just, it's in you, it's not on you. You feel me?
Yeah, I felt like I was always a natural leader. You know, even though I seen my homies doing that, my friends, my family, I always felt like, you know, I respect it. You know, that's cool, but I'm not gonna do, you know. And I remember my uncle, one of my uncles, he went to jail for a murder. Like, and I saw that at a young age too. I think I was like 12 or something. And I seen him go to jail. Like, I remember seeing him one time. You know, we went to the state fair, and that was the last time I ever seen him. Like he went to, he got life for doing a murder and shit.
You still interact, talk to him a little bit?
I don't talk to him.
Really?
I mean, recently my other uncle told me he wanted to like do music, but he's in jail. You feel me? Like,
fact.
You know what I mean? Just keep my distance, you know?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, growing up, obviously in SAC and 916 is a lot of activities. Just from what I hear from you, growing up out there. How was that molded you, man? How were you able to maneuver around? So I mean, minus going to a different school outside of the hood. How did stuff mold you around your neighborhood, and how were you able to, you know, maneuver around, you know?
Like maneuver around?
Like get past all the bullshit that the hood comes with, you feel me?
Man, I would say just like seeing it at a young age, you know, seeing the consequences, I would say.
Yeah.
You know, seeing my uncle go to jail, like I'm 12 years old, seeing him get put in jail. I mean, it's like a
wake-up call.
It's a wake-up call. It's like telling me, like, if you choose that path, that's what's gonna happen. You're gonna end up either dead or in jail. And I seen, you know, at 12 years old, he did exactly that. He was a blood gang member, and he went to jail. And after that, I kind of just made up my mind. Yeah, I don't want to do anything. And I also had another friend. His name was Eddie. He was a Norteño. He lived on 3rd Avenue, literally like 1 block over.
1 block from Mozzy, 4th Ave.
He's Mozzy, 4th Ave. Yeah, so he was on 3rd Ave, I was on 2nd. So he would come over my house a lot, but he was like much older than me. He was like 18. He was always in and out of juvie and shit.
Yeah.
And I just remember seeing that too, and like my mom and pops would say, hey, you know, if you follow that route, this is what's gonna happen to you too. Yeah. So it's just like, being exposed to it at a young age is what really made me not want to be around it. It's kind of like drugs and alcohol too. Like I don't do no drugs and shit either, because I was exposed to it as a young age. I used to see it. You know what I mean? So sometimes like what I feel like as a parent, like this is for parents, like just advice for parents, is like when you hide shit too much from your kids, it kind of also it makes them like kind of interested.
Yeah, they
like,
wonder.
They're curious. You know what I mean? So they'll naturally gravitate towards it, and you know, it'll possibly fuck them up. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the gangsters and gangbangers you even see today, bro. Like they grew up in nice, lovely homes and shit, and they just follow that lifestyle because they were never, you know, introduced to it or seen it. You know what I mean? Like what I do, like I have a daughter, I show her this shit. Like you know, she might live a nicer life.
You be honest with her and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm honest.
I mean, that's how trust is built. You know, stronger connection with your loved one, and you know, when you hide shit, like you said, it might stir them the wrong way because they start thinking and start wondering stuff like that. You know what I mean? Yeah,
it's curiosity. Curiosity killed the cat, bro.
Man, that's for real?
Yeah, that's for real. That's what they say. Curiosity killed the cat, bro.
Shit, who wrote that book?
It's like a quote.
Yeah, I'm talking shit.
I don't know who made that up. Yeah, that's a truth. That's a fact.
So, you know, fast forward a little bit. Born and raised in Sac, right? To get that right?
Yeah, born and raised in
Sac, man. You know, behind the cameras and stuff like that, we was talking about a little bit about business and stuff like that. And so talk about a little bit about like your high school era, and you know, going into after high school, man, because I mean, you said a lot of real interesting stuff about some business stuff that you did and you were able to accomplish. Okay. So go ahead and you know, just elaborate on that.
Yeah, for sure, bro. So yeah, my high school days, I mean, I was more like not antisocial, but I was always kind of to like myself at the time. So at the time MySpace was around, I took an interest in music a lot. So music I took an interest in. I took interest in like, you know, graphic design. I mean, I even do my own haircuts. Like, you know what I mean? I do so much shit. Like,
boy does it all.
I do it all, bro.
I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, man. So like, I took a lot of interest in a lot of different things because after school, man, I would just pull up to my house and just start, you know, trying to figure out to do shit. You know, I wanted to be something in life. I already had that mentality in my head.
Did you feel like you owed that to your parents since, you know, them migrating over here and try to give you a better life?
Yeah, I would say that's a big part of it. You know, my parents, you know, they want the best for their kids. You know, I'm the oldest too, so I have to be a good example to my brother and my sister.
Doubt.
You know what I mean? So That was definitely a big motivation for me.
Yeah.
Is, you know, hey, I got to be something. I got to, you know, lead by example. And, yeah, I took in a lot of interest in different stuff. I mean, I remember at 18, I wanted to get into real estate. I wanted to get in real estate like at 18. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I want to, you know, sell houses and try to make some like good ass bread or something. You know? And I remember the market crashed though in like 2008 though.
Yeah.
So at 2008, I was like, yeah, I hit like 17 around that time, 17, 18. And I was gonna get into it, but it was just like the worst time to get into fucking.
Yeah.
I was already too young. I was too young to even get into real estate at the time. And when I was gonna get into it, it was already like a fuck business.
Yeah. Now, is that how you got into being a business owner? Because, you know, like I said, behind the cameras, you was telling me about how you own a business. Go ahead and let the people know, what business was it?
Oh yeah. So like fast forward a couple of years, you know, get out of high school, you know, do a little bit of college. Later on, I opened like my own like hair salon for women. I was like, you know, I had to be like at least, I think it was like 22 or something, 22, 23. And opened my own hair salon. I did the logo, the graphics, the website, you know, invested into it, you know what I mean? And it was cool, you know, had people renting the spaces.
Out in Sac?
No, I was out here.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was already out here.
408?
I was in 408. It was in Los Altos Hills.
Okay.
Yeah, I had it in Los Altos Hills. Just a lot of drama though, like the girls, they be like drama. I don't know how it is like barbershops. Yeah. But like, you know how girls are.
Yeah, you really gotta like watch who you hire and stuff like that.
My bad to the females, but you know, they like they got the drama, bro.
Man, you can't understand females, bro. Only females understand females.
For real, bro.
That's fact.
They'll take one thing you say and they'll fucking flip it on you, bro. But yeah, that was a interesting business I did. You know, that's something out of my field.
How long did that last for?
It lasted like a year. You know, I did it. I got out though because I had another partner in there and he took it over mostly and he went with it, but it just went down under. It's just you got to be experienced and you got to be passionate. I don't feel like I was as passionate for that too. I wasn't really there every day.
I mean, you got to try a couple different shoes before you find the right pair. You feel me?
For real.
And it seems like that's what you were doing.
Yeah.
You know, you got to take a couple losses, and you know, losses make bosses, man.
For real, bro.
You feel me? Shout out to my boy LMB. Shout out to my boy. Hey, shout out to my boy LMB Latrice, man. He's the one. That's his.
That's his quote.
That's his brand. Losses make bosses, man. LMB, but you know, it just fit perfect with you trying new things and you know trying to accomplish it, and then realizing that wasn't for you.
Yeah, for real, bro.
You know what I'm saying? But look. That's a little bit about you, man. We about to jump into part 2 real soon. Hey, I appreciate everybody who's been tapping in. We right here with my boy Yayvo. Man, y'all know who y'all tapping in with. UrbanMogulswith B. Right here we drop the most game, man. Stay locked in. If not, stay locked out, man. That's on you.
UrbanMoguls, Yayvo, gang.